Hello, everyone. Last month, federal authorities revealed charges against 32 individuals involved in a sophisticated scam network operating through call centers based in the Dominican Republic and Canada. These were not inexperienced criminals. They worked with prepared scripts, supervisors, and detailed training guides that taught them exactly how to frighten older Americans into giving away their entire savings before they even had a chance to contact their own families. 32 people were arrested. But the truly disturbing part is this. While those suspects were being processed, brand new scam operations were already taking their place. New phone numbers, updated scripts, and advanced technology that didn't even exist just 2 years ago are already being used. And seniors who are being targeted today often have no idea these new tricks even exist. In this video, we're going to break down every active scam that's happening right now. I'll explain how the conversations begin, the exact methods scammers use to create fear, and what information or money they are ultimately trying to steal from you. And make sure you stay until the end, because the final topic I discuss is something most people only discover after their money has already disappeared. By that point, there is often very little that can be done. Before we begin, subscribe to the Frank American right now and turn on notifications. Scam techniques evolve every few months, and the information that protected you last year may already be outdated. People who are subscribed to this channel learn about these new tactics before they become victims themselves. Subscribe today, and let's get started. First, let's look at the numbers so you understand how serious this problem has become. In 2024, Americans over the age of 60 reported losing $3.4 billion to fraud, according to FBI data. Government impersonation scams alone were responsible for $789 million in losses. These are cases where criminals pretend to be representatives from Social Security, the IRS, or Medicare. Romance scams cost older adults $584 million in 2025. Tech support scams stole another $159 million from Americans over 60 in 2024. And here's a statistic that explains why these criminal operations continue to expand. Only 14% of fraud victims ever report what happened to either the FBI or the FTC. Feelings of shame, embarrassment, and self-blame keep 86% of victims completely silent. Criminals know this, which allows them to continue operating for long periods before anyone realizes a pattern is developing. Let's begin with scam number 1, the Social Security suspension phone call. Your phone rings, and the caller ID displays what appears to be the official Social Security Administration phone number, 1-800-772-1213. You answer, and a serious-sounding person informs you that your Social Security number has been connected to a drug trafficking investigation in Texas. They claim multiple bank accounts have been opened under your identity. Your benefits, they say, are being suspended immediately unless you cooperate with the investigation. They even tell you an arrest warrant has been issued, and an officer is already heading to your home. This is where the panic begins. And here's what happens next. After they've frightened you, they transfer you to a second individual, someone claiming to be a federal investigator. This person sounds calm, professional, and reassuring. They tell you that you're not actually in trouble, but that immediate action is required to protect yourself. They instruct you to visit your bank and withdraw a specific amount of cash, sometimes $10,000 and sometimes much more. They warn you not to tell anyone because the investigation is supposedly confidential. Then they direct you to wire the money, deposit it into a special ATM, or hand it over to a courier who comes directly to your door. The FTC found that 41% of older adults who lost $10,000 or more to impersonation scams said the first contact came through a phone call. And caller ID spoofing is both easy and inexpensive to set up, which means you cannot trust the number displayed on your screen, even if it appears to be an official government line. The rule here is simple and absolute. The Social Security Administration will never call to tell you your number has been suspended. The IRS will never call and tell you an arrest warrant has been issued. No legitimate government agency will ever instruct you to withdraw cash, wire money, purchase gift cards, or hand money to a courier, ever. The moment someone on a phone call asks you to do any of those things, it is a scam, no matter who they claim to be and regardless of what appears on your caller ID. Hang up immediately. Then contact a real agency using a phone number that you independently look up yourself. Scam number 2 is a grandparent emergency call using clone voices. This is one of the newest and, in many ways, one of the most frightening scams because it uses something no senior ever expected to defend against. Artificial intelligence voice cloning technology can now duplicate a person's voice using as little as 3 seconds of audio. Just 3 seconds. A short clip from a public social media video is all scammers need. Criminals search online for videos of your grandchildren, clone their voices, and then call you. You answer the phone and hear your granddaughter speaking. Not a voice that merely resembles hers, but something that sounds exactly like her. She's crying and says she was involved in a car accident. She tells you she's in jail and urgently needs money for bail. Then she begs you not to tell her parents because she's embarrassed. After that, another person joins the call, claiming to be an attorney or bail bondsman, and carefully explains how to send the money. According to the FBI, grandparent scams resulted in more than $5 million in documented losses during 2025, and those numbers only include reported cases. The actual losses are believed to be much higher. The same 32 individuals charged in the Vermont indictment were operating this exact scheme from call centers in the Dominican Republic. Managers listen to calls in real time and coach their agents on how to keep seniors talking whenever they started to hesitate. So, what should you do if you ever receive one of these calls? Hang up immediately and call your grandchild directly using the number already saved in your phone. Do not call a number they provide. Do not remain on the line while they transfer you to another person. Simply disconnect and contact your family member yourself. If the call was fake, your grandchild will answer or be safely at home. If a real emergency actually occurred, which is extremely unlikely to involve a demand for immediate cash, you will learn about it through legitimate channels. Scam number 3 is the fake Medicare chip card. This is a new scam emerging in 2026, and it is spreading rapidly. You receive a phone call from someone who introduces themselves as an official Medicare representative. They tell you that Medicare is introducing brand new chip-enabled cards for every beneficiary, and that your existing card will soon be deactivated unless you verify your information to receive the updated version. They ask you to provide your Medicare number, your date of birth, and sometimes even your bank account details as part of the verification process. The truth is simple. There is no nationwide Medicare chip card program. Your current Medicare card remains valid. This scam is designed to steal your Medicare identification number, which is directly connected to your personal records, and then use it to submit fraudulent claims for medical services you never received. According to the Senior Medicare Patrol, Medicare fraud costs the United States an estimated $60 billion every year. Criminals who obtain stolen Medicare numbers can continue billing fake services for months, and sometimes even years, before the fraud is discovered. Here's the rule you should always remember. If Medicare ever makes changes to your coverage, they will notify you by mail. Medicare does not call people asking them to verify their Medicare number over phone. If you receive a call like this, hang up immediately. And if you are ever uncertain about whether Medicare communication is legitimate, call 1-800-MEDICARE directly using the official number. Scam number 4 is a tech support pop-up scam. You are using your computer when suddenly a loud alarm starts blaring. A warning message fills your entire screen saying your computer has been infected with a dangerous virus. It tells you your files are at risk and instructs you to call a number immediately to prevent permanent damage. When you call, the person on the other end sounds professional, calm, and extremely helpful. They explain that they can solve the issue, but need remote access to your computer first. You agree and give them permission. The moment they gain remote access, they can see virtually everything displayed on your device. Your online banking information, saved passwords, email accounts, and even sensitive personal information, like your Social Security details, become visible to them. While pretending to run a security check, they are actually stealing your financial information and creating ways to access your accounts later. Some scammers will also pressure you into paying for the fake repair using gift cards or wire transfer. Tech support scams caused more than $159 million in reported losses among Americans over 60 in 2024. According to the FTC, If a pop-up ever instructs you to call a number about a computer problem, simply close the browser window. If the window refuses to close, restart your computer entirely. Microsoft, Apple, and your internet service provider will never initiate contact through a random alarm appearing on your screen. Scam number 5 is a package delivery scam. A package suddenly arrives at your home that you never ordered. It may contain vitamins, supplements, or some type of health-related product. A few hours later, someone calls claiming to represent a state collection authority or a private debt collection agency. They tell you that by accepting the package, you agreed to the purchase and now owe several $100s. They threaten legal action if you refuse to pay. They may claim they will freeze your bank account, garnish your Social Security payments, or open a court case against you. Their goal is to pressure you into paying immediately, sometimes by calling repeatedly every 15 minutes. No legitimate government debt collection process works this way. If you truly owe a debt, you will receive official written notice to the mail containing a legitimate return address and a verifiable case number. Phone calls demanding immediate payment are not how lawful debt collection operates. And if you receive an unsolicited package, federal law says you are under no obligation to pay for it or return it. You may keep it, throw it away, or donate it if you choose. Nobody can freeze your Social Security benefits because of a package you never ordered. Now we have reached the most important section of this entire video. What you should do afterward if you have already been scammed. If you have already provided your bank account information, your Social Security number, or a verification code to someone who turned out to be a scammer, this is what you need to know. Banks do not automatically reimburse money that was transferred after you willingly provided a code or authorization. When you give away a one-time verification code, banking systems often record that action as your approval. Even though you were tricked, the transaction may still be considered technically authorized. That does not mean you should give up. Contact your bank immediately. Explain exactly what happened and ask them to attempt to recall the transfer. Some banks can recover funds if they act within the first 24 or 48 hours, but that opportunity disappears quickly. Most importantly, report the crime. Visit ic3.gov, which is the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center, and submit a report. You can also call 1-877-382-4357, the FDC's fraud reporting hotline. Remember, only 14% of fraud victims ever report these crimes. The FBI relies on those reports to identify criminal organizations, connect cases from different states, and build the evidence necessary for major indictments, like the operation that resulted in 32 arrests in May. Your report may not recover your money, but it can help shut down the next criminal network before more victims are targeted. Please share this video with every senior citizen you know. Write down these 5 rules and keep them somewhere visible if necessary. The people operating these scams are professionals. They work from organized systems. They have scripts, supervisors, and technology that allows them to sound more convincing than ever before. The only real defense against professional manipulation is learning their playbook before they ever contact you. This is the Frank American. Subscribe today and share this video immediately so more people can protect themselves before it's too late.